All right. What would you see? What would you see as a possible solution to cope with the toxic environment that we now all exposed to?
Well, as I mentioned before, it's in the last few decades, the technology put us in an enormous pressure to be able to catch up, to train the body to be able to withhold the increased amount of toxins in our environment. What I'm seeing as a solution is to put the pressure on the individual to look after themselves, because that's the only chance I see.
Yeah.
By going to the doctor when something broken, it's far too late. It's prevention, as it's a good saying. Prevention is much better than cure, because every cure doing damage one way or other, and creating a chance to another malfunction to develop. That is the merry-go-round in mainstream medicine. If I'm treating a high blood pressure, I'm creating 2-3 other problems, and then the 2-3 other problems create another 9, and then it's never-ending story. By putting the pressure on people to learn about their own system from childhood, from schools, and that's where the schooling system have to catch up with modern achievements. Our school system still emphasizing on academic knowledge,
Yeah.
instead of teaching kids to live natural, teaching kids to think self-sufficient. Like a kid have a flu, runs to mommy and mommy fix it. Like it's not good enough anymore, because that mommy will be around for a while, but what's then? And that daughter in 10-15 years time will become a mommy, and how we can help to the child if don't know anything about it. The school system have to and must implement a health self-maintenance education subject, for example, which then in every school is supposed to be part of the curriculum.
Yeah, we were on an earlier meeting. We did speak, of course, about Eastern medicine, and the Chinese put it to philosophy being quite different from our own, in that they do learn from a much earlier age about health education.
Well, in the early 90s I had the opportunity to work with and in China, and I see how the system functions, and I was so impressed that when I settled in Australia, I was enthusiastic to put through the same system in the local education department. Of course, new things spread slow, and after 3 years I needed to give up, but I still reckon what the Chinese use more than 80 years successfully. As we see, they one person on earth out of 3 is Chinese. Even the one child policy. And when you are walking around the Chinese in China on the street, you see 80, 90 years old almost dancing on the street. You wonder what they're doing, and you want to do the same. The number one is as a primary school student, you're learning how the body functions. Like I was in a team of delegates from the UN who's the Chinese government took us around showing off the health system, and we're visiting a school primary school, and the little girl put her hand up in the classroom to go out, and when she returned, the teacher asked where he was and what you doing. Oh, well, I collected some herbs because I had diarrhea and I can't focus on. I just took it to stop my diarrhea. 8 years old child.
That's something else, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
as I'm checking that level of understanding with the interpreters, of course, of people like a year 9 students in school would be a very hard competitor of a registered nurse in Australia. And that is the level, like people going to the doctor in China to get a second opinion because they created one.
Ah.
Like a Chinese doctor, it's probably our doctors took the sample from them. They, the client in and out in 5 minutes, because it comes in and say, hey doc, that's what I have and that's what I think I should do, what's your opinion? Oh yeah, do that. 3 minutes. Because the person already have the knowledge of how to treat its particular malfunction, and the system of doctors getting paid when people works and stop payment when it's sick, it's very attractive, because the doctor will do everything trying to speed up the process to get the person back in work, because that's where it gets paid. A doctor in China called a sector doctor, which is sort of in line with GP here. The only difference is a sector doctor looking after 38,000 people, not 50, 60 as GPs around here. 38,000 people gets through his office and paying about 1 cent a week as maintenance fee to the doctor. And when they get sick, they stop paying. And they starting to pay again when they can go back to work. It's a good incentive on both sides.